ナースターキンは UFO、アメコミ、映画、ストリーミングサービス、陰謀説、幽霊現象、ゲームなどのトピックについて話すトーク番組です。毎週の金曜日に新しいエピソードをすべてのポッドキャストプレイヤーで公開します。
nerdsreviews.com presents Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us, we'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Welcome to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm here with Carlos, Hugh,
Hello.
Johnny. I'm Lafayette. And hey, newsflash, we have a Reddit page. That's right. You could join us on Reddit and just under Nerds Talking. Look us up on Reddit. So if you have yourself ready, you could join in the conversation. We have a poll up there about I think it's a poll about our new logo. Give us your insight.
I like the new logo.
See, we got one yes already. And just jump on there. There's a couple of topics. One is for you to just let us know what you want us to talk about, and we'll be interacting on there. But it's Reddit, Nerds Talking, easy to find, and it's going to be fun because Johnny's going to be the one responding to everything.
Should I get a Reddit account? Do you need a Reddit account?
You do need a Reddit account. Yeah, you do.
Right.
But it's easy. So Reddit account is pretty simple. All you do is give your email, nothing else. You don't any other information. So get yourself a Reddit account, join in on the show shenanigans, and that way we can include the audience as well. Should be fun, good times. And who here is enjoying themselves a little bit of space race? As we had one billionaire already go to space, or did he? It's kind of interesting. Do you count it as space if you go up there for 5 minutes? Float around and come down and go, yeah, we've achieved our goal.
But did he leave the atmosphere?
He went into space.
But did he leave the atmosphere?
I
don't think he left the atmosphere.
He didn't leave the atmosphere. He just
he didn't go into space.
He just broke the plane of when it goes from light to dark. Look at us, we're in space.
Well, it's not space then. Space is outside the atmosphere.
Space is everywhere. You're in space right now.
Oh, shut up.
Bam.
God.
Stupid bastards. If you're on Reddit, call him a stupid bastard. That was Hugh that said that, I think. I can't
I'm
tell.
looking for us on Nerds Talking. I can't find it.
It's all blending. All the voices are blending these days. Reddit, Nerds Talking. There you go. Join us on there. But space race is interesting because billionaires are racing to space just to make more money because Richard Branson is going to charge you $200,000 a seat so you can be in 5G for 5 minutes.
I think it's a waste. If you're really going to go to space, go to space. Not exactly 50 some odd miles up and barely break the barrier. And it's just silly. I mean, if you're really going to go to space, go to space. Go halfway to the moon. Really go to space. Stay up there for a while. That would be
so. It doesn't count for you guys unless he's outside of the ship, bouncing around.
Moonwalking, baby. Yeah, spacewalk.
No, I think they look at it as you do have to break the atmosphere to go to space, but those planes can't break the atmosphere. It'll burn up and die.
Because that's no different than the Red Bull balloon. Same thing, right? The guy went all the way that high.
He basically
jumped off.
got the same. Yeah, he got into what would you call, and it was space. He was in the black, basically. He could see the globe, and he was like, all right, I'm jumping from space.
But I'm saying stay up
the
there
chute
for a
doesn't
while.
open. Oh, shit. Drink a Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings. I'm good. I'm
False
good.
advertising.
Oh my God. You know how much money he would make if he did that shit?
Right? Even if he dies, people are like, that's
Even
genius.
if he did.
Genius. Well, we got 3 in the game, right? We got Jeff Bezos. He's actually going to have an actual rocket on his. So it's an actual rocket that has a emergency capsule that can break off if anything goes wrong. And then Richard Branson had just an airplane that had a jet rocket engine on it, which was kind of cool if you saw it. And of course, we got the guy that's been talking about space, and as if he's going to dominate and conquer space forever, Mr. Tesla himself,
Elon Musk.
There you go. And who knows what he plans on doing, but he's already been met. Out of all three of them, Elon Musk is the most, I would say, advanced. He's been trying this SpaceX thing, automated flights, shooting satellites already in the sky.
Yeah, and he has
Jeff
a Tesla
Bezos
floating around out there.
That's right. And Jeff Bezos himself, his upcoming flight, there's no captain, there's nobody piloting this ship. It's all automated.
Wow.
It's
Don't count me out, dude. There's no way I'm getting on an automated plane.
Don't count you out. So you're
I said count me out. Count me out.
Does
There
this
better be
ship
somebody at
deliver
the helm.
packages?
well, it takes them to a local 7-Eleven and puts them in the big yellow boxes for you, and you have to go pick it up from there.
Wow.
So you ever seen those? Yeah.
See, if
That'd
I
be
might
funny.
be
They
Go
should put an
ahead.
Amazon locker on the moon.
Yeah, there you go. Amazon lock. Yeah.
I might be interested in that if you were going up to a space station and staying there for a couple weeks. That would be interesting. But to just go up for 5 minutes and float for a second. I mean, you could do that now. You could do that with what's that plane that would allow you will allow you to be weightless for we did it as part of a story years ago, but it'll allow you to be weightless as if you were in space. That's basically what you're doing.
Yeah, can't a Concorde do that?
There's a plane you can book that, and we did 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but the thing about Bezos is he's going way past Branson's because he's in an actual spaceship, rocket, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Like I said, Branson he's just in a modified airplane, more or less. I mean, that thing, if you saw it though, that thing took off. I had a rocket like a cartoon. I mean,
It was pretty interesting the way they set it up. It was like a slingshot.
Yeah. The two other planes took him, and then he took off from the center with the rocket. It was pretty cool looking. But at the same time, he came down like he landed on the moon, like he just discovered another planet, and he's like, I'm amazing.
He's just happy to be alive, I think. I don't think he's ever gone through anything like that.
I think you're right. He's able to get back.
I think he came back because if you saw the video, look on his face on the plane was almost like, fuck, I made a mistake. And Bezos is thinking the same thing. His upcoming launch is like, holy shit, am I really gonna fucking do this astronaut shit? Like in an actual rocket, not just the airplane that took off. That's what scared shit out of me. I'd be in his because it's a rocket. That shit could blow up.
I'll give him a little bit of props though, because I don't ever see Elon or Bezos getting in the seat. Not for a while. Not after hundreds of other people have done it first. But this guy's crazy.
Oh no!
Branson's
Bezos is like in a couple weeks.
He's gonna be on the ship.
He's gonna be on the ship. He said he's gonna be he's gonna be the first crew on the ship. Yep. So
it's really just a difference of 10 miles though. He's going at 65 miles. Branson would 55 miles.
Yeah, and the thing about Branson though is he literally just broke the plane, cruised a little bit, and then he came down. Right. Or Bezos is actually shooting 15 miles into the black, and they'd be like, "We're in space." I think they're almost gonna I don't know if they're trying to get before the atmosphere.
But does his ship have heat shields on it? In order to come back through that atmosphere, you gotta have heat shields.
Watch this thing. He's not breaking the atmosphere.
He's not leaving the atmosphere either. So he's not.
No. He's hitting, like I said, he's, the black probably is 30 miles deep, maybe, before you hit the actual atmosphere.
I have no idea. I've never
somebody
been to
looked that
space.
up. Somebody scientist this shit. And then,
looking.
I don't know.
You think if they go high enough, they'll hit the glass dome?
I bet you they have a hatch that they go through. I don't know. I think it's like Hugh said, it's not interesting right now because people have been going to space. It's interesting because they're marketing it as like you're taking a flight. You jumped on Southwest. Hey, want to go to space this weekend? Jump on Virgin Airlines, Virgin Galactic. You can go to space this weekend.
Only if they have free pretzels.
Well, if you saw the plane, there's no flight stewardess or anything. So
I'm saying a $200,000 fee to go do that, if I'm going
That's
to
what
do
I
that,
mean. Just so at a dinner party, you can be like, yes, I went to space. Yes, it was very, very interesting. I didn't see much. The Earth is round, Jared. The Earth is round. I don't know what party I'm going to. It's like from 1920, you know, and I have my little, what do you call the little,
The monocle.
yeah, I have the monocle on. Yes.
well,
Yes, and Hugh's top hat I borrowed. And,
they say you're breaking the Earth's atmosphere at 62 miles, according to.
Okay, so that's my guess
Oh.
is that Bezos is not gonna break it. He's gonna go like the 60.
Now without heat shields, he's not.
Yeah.
Right.
But so his goes up and then it floats and then it starts to come down and propel down as one piece. But if anything happens, it actually breaks up, and the capsule in the front will basically float down. You know, with a it's like standard. It float down with a parachute. Blah blah blah. If anything does happen. So there's a lot of safety regulations. He even said himself, his is super safe. Like they've tested it, and it's so we'll see. Hopefully, his wife might be richer in a couple of weeks. His ex-wife,
And his new girlfriend.
yeah. Hopefully, she gets something out of it. So she might rig it, but it's interesting. I think, like Hugh said,
I would take her with me just to make sure.
It's not, it's
Ladies
not,
want to join me for space?
it's cool if it was, like you said, a space station, but a cool space station, a Hilton or something. And it's just not whatever. It's whatever at this point. The coolest part about Branson was Under Armour made his super cool astronaut costume. And that's pretty smart. You had Under Armour make you like a Fantastic Four costume. That's pretty badass. So
Yeah, I just think if you're truly trying to make space accessible, well, it's not accessible at $200,000 a pop. And if all you're doing is spending 5 minutes in it, then no.
I'm waiting for my Bitcoin to raise to go up, and then I'm gonna buy my ticket.
So you're never going to space. And Hugh, good point though. There's $200,000 for a rich person to brag. That's what.
Right.
That's all it is. Because again, you're not achieving anything by going up to space. They're not dropping you off anywhere. They're not, you're not hanging out like you said. If it was a huge ship that had like 10 rooms, and you guys just floated up there for a week and you're just hanging out, that's cool, but you're not.
But how cool is that really? I mean, there's no real view. You look at the same thing and then you see all the blackness and then like,
oh no,
cool.
It'd be like
I'm ready to come home.
It'd be a cruise. You'd have entertainment and and when you come back, how was space? Fuck, you just took a cruise. Would have been cheaper. Like, and I would have at least gone to Mexico. They got some cheap Coke, but it's worth it. I'm talking about Coca-Cola, people. The real stuff has sugar.
That's right.
That's right. Come on. Stop thinking drugs, Johnny.
That's right.
God damn it. Johnny, give me your space race take.
I'm in.
All right. Good stuff.
If I had that kind of money, I mean, 200 grand isn't shit to billionaires.
No, you're right.
So,
that's the thing. You're 100% correct.
And it's something to talk about at a party, like, you remember when you were a kid and you were the first one to get the Jordans in the neighborhood and you had something to talk about, something to brag about,
True, but how fucking many times people gonna get tired of you at the next 10 parties? Oh, here he comes again. Hey, fellas, you remember that one time I went to space? Yeah, it's fucking like 2 months ago. Have I told you yet? It was amazing.
And how long did you spend up there? Well, I was there for 3 minutes.
I was enough to swallow my own jizz. What the fuck? I'm just saying, we experimented a little bit and it floated right into my mouth. Anyway, I got more stories to the next.
But what do you do after that? I mean, if you're just
you try to spit it out.
What is your brag? I mean, you're obviously it's just for bragging rights. But what's the next level? What's after that? I mean, you're a billionaire. I've been to space. I swallowed space jizz, or I guess it's technically space jizz because it was in space.
It is. It's alien jizz at that point.
What's the next level after that? I mean, what can you buy yourself that's going to go, hey, now I did this, right?
Well, that's like
colonizing Mars.
Well, that's the pinnacle of rich.
Man, they can go. I don't give a shit.
That's the pinnacle. I mean, what do the rich do? They buy really nice cars, right? That's cool. Then they buy huge mansions. Okay, that's cool. Then they shoot exotic animals. Oh, they think that's cool too. Then they go to fucking space. What's next? What do? You buy a church and just claim yourself God. That's it.
Well, you get those people that like want to climb Everest or
not as cool as space. That's just it.
Well, I would say 6 miles down in the ocean might be.
Oh, that's
That
you know,
might
that's,
be. That might be.
that's dangerous.
That's dangerous. You get crushed.
Space
Gotta
is
be
safe.
Well,
There's
you
no one
think
there.
It's just
Yeah.
You'd have to be. You'd have to be. You'd have to be in the right ship.
The only thing you have to watch out for is like, Johnny, is that mine or yours? I don't know. Taste it. Yeah, that's mine. I had pineapple earlier.
everyone knows their own brand, right? No,
Hell yeah. Oh, for
Is that
sure.
just me.
Wait, is that yours floating? Wait, that's
Exactly.
mine. That's mine.
Space
Because
time.
you know, like just like on any flight, there's always a dickhead on the flight who's like taking off his shoes and putting up his feet. There's gonna be somebody who like takes a shit and then just throws it across.
Or lights up a cigarette.
See,
You know, like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
And you got the other guy trying to open the door.
Space.
Or he's trying to just open the hatch.
Oh.
Let me out.
Well, they got to have one of those
Duct
like,
tape
bub-
him to the seat.
They got to have one of those bubbles where you can kind of pop your head out and look around. You know.
did you see that woman duct taped to a seat in
Yeah.
an airplane?
Yeah,
But
American
she
Airlines.
tried to open
The
He tried to
door.
open the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
And her mouth.
She needs to
Shut
get off.
up, bitch.
Whoa. First of
I'm
all,
sorry.
that kind of stuff is not tolerated in space, what you just did. Not that language.
But if you want to
Oh,
swallow
yes.
your own
Yeah,
stuff,
well, that's a whole different
you're
story.
more than welcome to.
What if it's like this space travel gets so popular? It's like,
you know
it's
what?
It's a Pornhub space travel.
You
so
know,
it could
man,
be-
what would you pay $200,000 though to masturbate in space?
No.
First of all,
I'm gonna start
here's the deal.
saving right now.
Here's
To
the
be honest
deal.
with you, I'm gonna start
It's-
saving
it's
right
not-
now.
It's not. See, your problem is this: you're assuming that's what you're paying for. That's a surprise when you get there. People don't know what's going to happen.
So I automatically get a hando.
No. You paid. You get up there, and everybody's just kind of like, "We're floating." And you're like, "Fuck this floating shit." What the fuck are you doing?
Everybody
Weird.
take their
I paid
clothes
200
off.
grand. I'm taking my pants off. Like, oh shit.
We may never make it back.
Yeah. Like, and your
To
story
be
gets-
able to
This
say
shit's
that you did
floating
that, I mean, like
everywhere.
the 50-mile high club. Yeah.
you come
Oh,
back.
shit.
And
Now
you're
that's
at
a better
party.
story at a
You were-
party,
yeah,
man.
You're at a party and you see
Hey,
three of the
man,
people
I
that
went
were
to
on there. You're like,
space.
you're like, hey,
But I
um,
masturbated.
all
You
three
know,
of
that
guys,
would be
huh? All three of you
interesting.
guys on the
How-
face. Sorry about that.
How difficult would that be? 61.5 miles up.
To
Weightless.
masturbate.
No, weightless. Getting
It's-
busy.
It wouldn't. Yeah,
Getting
it
busy.
wouldn't be
Oh, having
hard for me
sex.
at all. I can
No,
masturbate
getting
anywhere.
busy.
No pun intended.
Johnny's
What are
masturbating
you
right
doing
now.
right now?
Did it twice. I'm about to get a cigarette.
Johnny's mentality is, I'm always in space. So we're surrounded by it. Oh man.
Marie, would you
those
pay
space
$200,000 to masturbate in space?
Do I have to go to space or can I just do it here?
Well, it's
you can
free,
do
you
it right there if
dummy.
you want, but
and no one's paying you.
no one's paying you to.
Would you pay $200,000 to even go to space?
I don't know. I think it depends on what would be included on those anemones.
Wait, so you like just want a soda and like pick your dinner?
Is there air conditioning?
Super
Wow.
cold in space. I don't think you have to worry about that.
Is there
What's
a
the
heater?
movie? Yeah, what
what's the
are we
movie
watching?
going up? Spaceballs.
It's, what's
I
the
get some nuts?
Armageddon? Armageddon.
Do I
Oh,
get
it's
some nuts?
Armageddon. Make it worse. Or it's the documentary about the Challenger, just to really fuck with people.
Oh no!
Oh,
Thank
oh,
you.
oh, oh. I don't. It'll
you
always
imagine?
be too soon for that joke. That's just.
Our
Seven
movie
kinds
today
of wrong.
is the Challenger documentary.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody buckle up.
Yeah, get ready. They have like a button they can push that makes the whole internet rattle just to fuck with people. It's a whole experience. It's a whole experience. So, all right, well, there you go. Space race coming soon. We got 1 down, 2 to go. Bezos and Musk coming at you. We'll take a break here on
But
Nerds
did-
Talking to Pop.
real
Oh,
quick.
Whoa. You got something else?
But didn't Musk, even though he hasn't gone up, hasn't he already won the space race? Because he's actually
Yeah.
put things in space. He's gone. I mean, he's
Yeah,
He's further ahead.
astronauts to
He's
space.
further ahead, but the
He
space
himself
race,
hasn't gone, but he's putting people in space.
the space race is about the common folk going to space. No astronauts, no training, just showing up. All right, I'm here. Going to space, are we? and I don't know who that is either, but he's excited. So that's it. It's like if Hugh got invited to space tomorrow. That's all. That's what it is. Hey, come out to space. Like Richard Branson announced, 2 lucky winners are going to get to go on a space trip in a couple of months. So
I will say this. It was trippy being weightless. It was trippy.
I don't know if I'd want to win that contest. Seems like winners of contests don't make it to space.
Wait, what contest are you talking about?
In 1986.
Oh, the Challenger. Damn it. You're right. The teacher.
The teacher. She
Right.
won a contest.
That's right. And she didn't. Right. Yeah, that's right. But that one was crazy. That one was. We're not going to talk about the Challenger. Johnny said it's too soon.
Yeah, it's too soon. It'll always be too soon for that.
All right. We'll take a break here on Nerds Talking the podcast. Remember to join us on Reddit. Nerds Talking. Just look that up. One word. Nerds Talking on Reddit and join us.
Being nerds, we don't know what Reddit is. It's kind of sad.
What do you mean? We all know what
doesn't
Reddit
know what
is.
You do.
Yeah, we do.
You do now.
I've always
Like,
known what Reddit is. What are you talking
super
about?
late. We're super late.
How are we late to Reddit?
You didn't know what Reddit was when I first started doing this show.
We just didn't have a Reddit.
Yeah, no one goes on Reddit anymore. Like,
No one goes on Reddit anymore. Nobody at all.
Mhm.
Okay, well, forget it. Nobody go to Reddit. Thanks, Marie. We'll take a break here. Nerds Talking the podcast.
Hello, everybody. This is We Are Marvel, a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan podcast that covers all the corners of the MCU. My name is Jeremy.
And my name is Justin. And join us as we delve deep into the MCU from Iron Man to Endgame and beyond. Join us wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll see you there. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the podcast. I'm here with Carlos, Hugh, Johnny, Marie. I'm Lafayette. Remember, subscribe, rate, review, download, turn on notifications, tell your friends, and join us on Reddit. According to Marie, nobody's on there, but we'll be there at Nerds Talking.
Sounded like a little name for Johnny Marie.
Johnny Marie.
Don't be weird.
No, it
Johnny
sounds like the
Yeah, it kind
classic
of brought it
80s
together,
duo,
Johnny Marie.
Donnie and Marie.
You said 80s duo? You say 80s?
Aren't they
You
from
think
the 80s?
Do you think the Donnie and Marie are from the 80s?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
No,
they
they're
are,
not
man.
from the. Oh, Mike, you people are stupid. Donnie and Marie are not from the 80s.
70s
Yeah, from the 70s.
and
Okay.
80s.
I thought they were
And
from the
80s.
60s.
No, they're from the late 60s as a family, and then those two broke off in the 70s, became huge stars, and then Marie was like, "Fuck Donnie, I'm prettier,"
And now
she did her own thing.
And
Yeah,
now she's
fuck
doing
Johnny.
and now she's doing weight losing commercials.
Weight Watchers.
Weight
That's right.
Watchers.
Johnny's done Weight Watchers before, right, Johnny?
I don't think so.
How do you not? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't
Maybe.
think so.
I watch it go up.
Yeah, I watch my weight
Right.
sometimes. So Olympics, we talked about Olympics before, but this is a different little topic on Olympics that's been brought up in the group about trans Olympic athletes.
Oh.
Now, there's only 2 trans Olympic athletes, I think, representing the United States. And one's a weightlifter, I think, like a power lifter. And I don't know the other one does.
The other one's a cyclist.
And a
But
cyclist.
I saw another video earlier today and I lost it. I was going to send it to you guys, and it was a black trans woman. I don't remember what country she was from or what she did, but she got banned for having too much testosterone. And the other 2 trans women that were white, didn't get banned for not having that much testosterone. But anyway, I guess it's like developing the topic more, but we're not there yet.
Don't have
Anyway,
enough testosterone.
there's three trans women in the Olympics. 2 of them represent for sure America, a weightlifter and a cyclist.
I've seen the weightlifter.
Well, the
yeah.
weightlifter's from New Zealand, actually.
Oh, it's a New Zealand
She's from
person.
New Zealand, yeah.
It doesn't matter. She's not a woman. I mean,
She'll compete in the super heavyweight category.
Yeah, she's not gonna win. So, well, my bad. I just thought she was.
Well, if she
competing with
does,
men.
it's not fair.
She's
I think
winning.
that she already won some. I think she already smashed some records or something.
Yeah, for the pre-qualifying, yeah, she was like number 1 or some shit.
Not just number 1, but like way over.
No,
what
no,
the-
that's a fat dude. I don't know. I saw. Nah. I don't know. It's just I don't know. It shouldn't be allowed. That's all. It's not really no more than that.
There was that she was a sprinter from Jamaica, I think. but she kind of looked like a dude, and they did like testing. And you remember that she had both male and female parts.
Yes.
Oh, the
Yes.
And
hermaphrodite.
she was
She's a
hella
hermaphrodite.
fast.
Yeah, she was
You talking
super
about
fast.
CC Telfer?
No,
From Jamaica?
no. Yeah, I think so. I think that's who you're talking about.
Hmm.
But yeah, she basically had a men's DNA flowing through her. But then we got the one that got banned for smoking weed. How do you guys feel about that one?
No, that's
Horseshit.
ridiculous. That's
It's like
ridiculous.
what's her name?
Shakari Richardson.
Shakari Richardson.
She's fast
And-
as hell.
Oh yeah, super fast. All because she smoked weed. How stupid is that?
After one of her relatives died, her mother or
But it
grandma.
doesn't matter. It's smoking weed is not going to enhance
Okay,
her athletic ability.
You, yeah,
no, I
no, you would think
agree.
that.
I'm saying that. I agree.
No, I
with
know,
you.
I know.
You would think that her opponents would be like, "Yeah, smoke it up right before the race. It might you're not gonna be able to run as well, or maybe she'll run faster, taking their snacks at the end or something. I don't know."
What's his name? The actor was saying if weed made you faster, I'd be Usain Bolt. Who was
Oh,
the
Seth
actor?
Rogen.
Seth Rogen. I mean,
Yeah, no, it's so stupid. That whole thing is so dumb.
you know what I equate it to, honestly, is when what's his name? Who was a big steroid user in baseball, and sure,
Jose Canseco.
All of them.
Mark
Canseco.
McGuire.
No, not all of them.
Bonds.
Canseco. Canseco is who I'm talking about. If
Roger
steroids,
Clemens.
if
Sammy
steroids
Sosa.
made you a great hitter, well, then I'd be in Major League Baseball. I mean, it doesn't make you a great hitter. You still have to have the tools. And Canseco had the tools. Maybe he hit more bombs than he would normally hit. Same thing with Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer regardless, because he was a great hitter.
This is a whole.
just made
I
me-
mean, this is a whole different. This is baseball.
I don't know
topic.
about that.
Well, I know, but it was
First of all, Barry Bonds, yes, the greatest baseball hitter ever. You're correct. That guy could hit anything. You can't strike that dude out when he played baseball.
it just
And
gave him some additional power. Yes, it did do that, but you still have to have and eye. So
Yeah.
speaking of Shakari Richardson, then what does her smoking weed have anything to do with anything? It's not gonna. It has nothing to do with anything.
Well, there's that, and the Olympics are. The Olympic committee is kind of stupid. I mean, think about it like this. This year in the Olympics, first of all, there's no fans this year in the Olympics.
Except for
I
Joe
don't-
Biden.
Well, I mean, it's probably going to allow world leaders to go. Yeah.
Well, he's not going either. Jill.
Oh,
is
Jill
going.
Biden. You're right.
Jill
Jill
Biden,
Biden
yeah.
is going. Yes, his wife. But the Olympics passes out up to 10,000 condoms to all the athletes when they arrive to every.
Oh, I
Olympics.
hear Olympic Village is a fuck fest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But here's the thing for this year. This year, Japan's decided to pass them out when you leave the Olympics. So,
What?
Yeah, exactly. That's what they've said. They're gonna pass them out after, so that way nobody is interacting with the locals when they're passing them out because COVID
So they
is
don't
so
sell them
crazy over there.
locally.
I don't even know.
Can you not bring your own?
No shit.
Can you just not raw dog it? I mean, like,
It's just interesting because I look at that and I think this person get kicked out for smoking weed on her own time, nothing to do with the Olympics, way ahead of the Olympics at that. She's not even there yet. And you guys have things like this, like, hey, you guys go and, have your little fuck fest for your 2-3 weeks of Olympics. Afterwards, we'll give you protection. Like, what? Like, you're not making any sense. Like, and I don't know, Olympics with no fans is odd, isn't it? It's like watching the NBA and everything else that had no fans. It's just odd. It's not the same, But as for smoking weed, it's dumb. She should be in there. She'd probably win. I kind of feel like that's one of the reasons they did it too.
well, it's still a banned substance, and it was something that she knew prior to smoking it. I mean, the Olympics are going to have their rules.
Oh, no, you're right. But when should the rules start? You know what I mean? Because she's not there yet. Like she's still.
She qualified. I think.
No, I get it.
I think once you qualify, you have to stay clean.
But there's
Yeah,
a lot
you
of
have to be drug
tournaments
tested.
that we're not watching that are going on the entire 4 years that the Olympics aren't happening. You can watch all the pre-qualifiers, all the tournaments, all the college competitions or whatever, and they still have to follow it. I remember the last Summer Olympics, a few months after Michael Phelps got caught smoking weed or whatever it was, and even he got banned for a while, even though the Olympics were already over. So it's like, it's still part of the rule. It's still, even though we may not agree with it, it's still like, it was less than 30 days before the Olympics. It's part of their thing. Just don't fucking do it.
I don't think Phelps got banned from the Olympics.
Well, he got banned from like whatever.
From local
Competition.
competition or whatever.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, what either way.
But
No, well, I mean, those are different rule sets.
but these
But
transgender women.
they all lead up to the Olympics. Like you don't just go to the Boston Marathon. You have to do a bunch of other qualifying marathons to get to that marathon. And it's like all those tournaments mean something. So if you can't compete in those local tournaments, you can't compete. You have to win so many in order to keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think he was
Well,
good. I think
the,
winning 6 will
yeah,
satisfy
I think
you
he's
for a
good
little
on
bit.
that.
He won
But-
like 13, didn't he?
But
Well, 6 and 1 Olympics.
Yeah.
And
with the transgender
You and your math.
athletes,
I'm gonna
They
slap
have
you
to
right in the
take-
face, woman.
testosterone to stay, to whatever they need to take testosterone, right? The transgender athletes. Well, why is it okay for them to take it, but if a regular athlete takes testosterone, they'll get banned?
What are you talking about? I think you have it backwards. Right?
Why do I have it backwards?
Because didn't you say trans women have to take testosterone, but they're the ones that are taking hormones to get rid of their testosterone?
No.
What?
What?
Right?
Women don't have testosterone. What?
Right. That's what I'm saying. What are you saying, Carlos?
He's saying to
Are there-
transform into a man.
Yeah, aren't there any men,
kidding.
women training?
Oh,
in
now
the
you're
ma-
kidding.
Yes, there are.
You
in the
first of all-
Olympics,
But they're
right? Or
not
no?
dominating sports.
First of all,
Because it only goes one direction. If a guy transitions to a woman, then he is perceived as having a major advantage, but not the other way. If a
It's very
woman
true.
transitions to a man, there's
Very
no
true.
problem with that. Nobody has any
No.
issue
You
with
know why?
Because
What?
they don't have an advantage.
Well, it's still
Exactly.
hypocritical
They don't
though.
have
no,
an
it's
advantage.
not. It's
Yes, it is.
definitely not. No, there's
It
no
certainly is.
there's no
It
advantage.
certainly is.
There's no
Well, I'm
advantage.
gonna have to agree
There's
with Maria
no
on
advantage.
this. I don't think
I
there's no advantage at all. Like none.
Because you
I'm
can't
not
look,
saying
here's the
there
thing.
is.
It's not
I'm not saying
hypocritical.
there is
It's
a
not
advantage.
hypocritical because the cis women cannot be born with this situation. You know what I mean? Cis men are born with this situation. I'm not gonna explain it right. Don't get me hyped up. It's not hypocritical. I think it's kind of careless, and they're just trying to make excuses and justify why it is okay for trans women who are born 6'5". They don't have to get up like that, or I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's not hypocritical. It's not hypocritical.
But please
Okay,
explain
that's
cis.
your opinion.
The
Cis
label
is
cis. I
cis
think it's
before.
silly as shit.
We've already explained this. I have to explain it again.
And by the way,
look-
the name of the athlete is Caster Semenya, and she is supposedly a hermaphrodite. So how do you
It's a
treat
little bit
Oh.
different.
how do you
That's a
so
little
how
bit
do you treat
different.
her? How do you treat her? Him.
But like the Olympics are trying. No, that's different because again, she's born with 2 parts. That's not something that she
So
can
What does she
deal with.
identify as?
So who is she?
A woman,
What
right?
group is she allowed to race with then?
And according to the Olympics, you have to have not proved, but you have to like test under a certain amount of testosterone. That's the
correct.
rule now.
That's correct.
But you can also do a DNA and you can find out what if she's more man than woman.
But
you
I don't
can
think
have,
that
you can do you can have more parts. I mean, you can have
So-
both parts, but you're gonna be one or the other more. You're not 50-50.
So let's say she comes in under the testosterone level, right? And so she's
Boom.
racing. She's
Against
racing
the
with
women.
women.
Mhm.
So let's say a guy who transitions to a woman who's been transitioning for let's say 20 years also comes in under the testosterone level.
Okay.
I mean, they're still gonna be able to. They will still let him participate as a man, but he'll never make it that far. That's
I
like
no, I'm talking the other way.
No, other way.
A man
Hugh,
transitioning-
Hugh,
Oh
you're
my
not.
God. I'm so
Hugh,
confused. Just
Hugh,
like all
if
these
you-
trans people, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Sis Marie, quiet. Hugh is correct. If a man transitions to a woman and goes underneath the testosterone level, still an advantage. It does not matter. That's
Okay,
still a
but
man.
I know, but you're letting Semenya race, even though the article I was reading, her testosterone levels are apparently 3 times typically what a woman's would be. So she has to take something in order to continue to race in this year's Olympics.
Oh yeah,
with
clearly
other
no,
women.
yeah, because clearly her body is primarily male. That's just what it is.
So
That's
she'll
why
be
she
allowed
shouldn't be
to.
allowed to race.
She should not, you say.
Should not be allowed to race.
I remember taking a human sexuality psychology course, you know, because I'm a doctor and
You
everything.
say questionnaire? Did you say questionnaire from a
No.
magazine or
No, a course. It was a
on
human
Facebook?
sexuality. No, it was a human sexuality course at Sac
BuzzFeed?
City. Shut up. And they were talking about the different. You can be born a cis man, a cis woman, and then there are so many different sexes that you can be born in between. And I'm not talking about I identify as this, I identify as that. You're actually born with these parts, right? And so it
Genetics.
really, it kind of just. And they're not like you can be born with 2 X chromosomes and a Y chromosome. It's like there's all these different sexual. I don't want to say deformity. I feel like that's kind of fucked up. But like these like sexual syndromes that you can be born with, and I think that those are a little bit different than transitioning from one thing to the other. And it is part of it. Like I remember them talking about the parents trying to pick an identity for the child. So I feel like when it comes to that, there is a lot of gray area, but when it comes from transitioning to a man to a woman, I don't know, that's not fair at all. But I do like the Olympic testosterone, like the Olympics testing women's testosterone, because there is still that testosterone advantage.
testosterone, yeah, just like colonial and so forth.
Whoa.
Testosterone. Johnny, did you hear that?
There was a lot of
You stay out of
syllables
this,
in
Johnny.
that word.
You stay out of this.
Testosterone. Blah, 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 blah. Take it back.
But anyway.
But it's fantastic. First of all, anything you just heard out of Maria's mouth it's not scientific fact. So please do not run around and tell people
I read it
anything
in
you've
a
heard
textbook.
today and you learned. Because she did just run off a bunch of stuff, and I was like, no, can't be. Sorry, false. She read that on the back of a cereal box. And so we don't want to get away from Johnny, shut up. You're not part of this. I don't know why I threw that out there. I just had to have an outburst. Thanks.
Yeah. That was
But,
mature.
I know.
And you shut the fuck up.
That should be a Olympic sport. Just Karens yelling at each other. That's all. That's it. Marie did have another one. You had something from last week, and he wasn't part of this, so he can even jump in real quick before we take a break. The Olympics are in America in 2028. What American sport would you put in the Olympics when you think about America? And Marie said you had one in the text. She's like, I got one. I want to say it. I want to say it so badly. So if you got it, say it.
Are you asking me or Hugh?
No, you.
Oh.
You said you had one.
I had a bunch, but I forgot what they were.
Oh my God.
No, I was just walking up from my
Listen,
mom.
if you're on Reddit right now, please just leave a bunch of shit. Just a list of just how much you hate, box number 5 in our screen.
If you are on Reddit, then
Didn't
you're a
you
fucking
mention-
loser, according to Marie, because nobody's on Reddit
You
anymore.
suck, dude. Laugh.
Didn't you say field hockey?
No. American
Oh, that was
sports
something
you
else.
brought up.
That was
American
something
sports
else.
you brought up were things like monster truck, NASCAR.
I did see one on the way home just now. I think
saw
that was
what?
it. I was walking up from my mom and they were playing not frisbee golf. They're playing ultimate frisbee out in the park. You said frisbee golf last time. This is ultimate frisbee or frisbee or what? Dog agility.
We're taking a break. I just can't with this right now. All right, we'll take a break here on Nerds Talking the Podcast. We'll see you right after this.
Hey there, everybody. My name's Cortland.
And I'm Brandon.
And this is the Up All Night Horror Anthology Podcast, where we cover every horror anthology show that we can get our hands on.
We've already reviewed all of Are You Afraid of the Dark? We've set our sights on Goosebumps next.
Do you love to laugh at amazing 90s Canadian horror shows?
Then we've got the perfect podcast for you.
So join us every Tuesday for new episodes to keep you up all night.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm with Carlos, Johnny, Hugh, Marie. I'm Lafayette. Remember to rate, subscribe, download, review, and leave us a comment. Now that we have a Reddit page, right, Marie? At Nerds Talking.
Yeah,
You know what I learned on Reddit?
What did you learn on Reddit?
That racism was the influence behind Brexit.
You're so stupid, lady.
I'm not, but
Good
whatever.
Lord. I mean, not even like they have nothing that they don't even have anything to do with each other. Oh
What
my
doesn't?
God. Racism and Brexit. Oh. Stop reading Reddit then. No, you said nobody's on Reddit. You get off of it. It's not helping you at all. Good Lord. Brexit and racism.
We left the
heavens.
European Union because of all those mixed people and
It
other
was the immigrants, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I
I'm
can't.
wrong.
I can't.
I'm wrong.
Yes, 100%. Yes. Oh God, just again, I'll put a disclaimer. Marie speaks. Please don't write it down. Don't repeat it to your friends. You will not. You don't want to be at a party. I went to space, Jared. Did you know Brexit was about
You know
racism?
what? You know what? You guys said who has topics? I came at you with like 4 topics. You're asking about Brexit and Europe being racist, and I'm telling you all these things, and you guys
mix
just
them
telling me,
together.
No.
You mix them together.
Everything I say is wrong.
Yes.
Why am I even here?
Because you're entertaining. That's what's the best part. You need one of those on the group. Don't you have one of those friends when you show up, they're like, hey, he's the funny guy. Yeah, oh shit.
We already talked about this.
Yeah,
Remember?
exactly. And everybody falls into this within this group, everyone falls into a category. Okay.
There's always that defensive friend, right? Like when you say, well, I don't think that's right. How come you're never fucking on my side?
Yeah. Exactly. That's Marie. That's just and throwing out random shit, Hey guys, you guys hear about how the Delta virus is? I heard because of Delta Airlines, right? And the gas leaked into the air when they were flying over Connecticut, and everybody got COVID. What the fuck is that to do with it? I just heard the word Delta.
I read it on Reddit.
Okay, I was triggered by the word Delta. All right, just leave me alone. Like, what? That don't make sense.
All right, I'm starting to feel bad for Marie. Guys, be nice.
Okay, go ahead, Johnny.
Thanks, John.
Make a statement. No, nothing. Oh, that's
that
messed
was
up.
it. That was it.
guys.
All right, so the topic is basically it's still a little Olympic topic, but it's a little different. It's about the athlete that decided to turn her back on the national anthem when she qualified for the Olympics, and her excuse was that she didn't know the anthem was being played at that time.
They were trying to set her up.
And they're trying to set her up
because she's on the podium.
That's right.
I don't know what happens next.
Oh, Brexit. And so what is your take on that? Because of course we've all been through the kneeling and and basketball players refusing to stand and so on and so forth. At this
weren't
point,
all 3 people on the podium American?
Yeah,
yes,
it's the Olympic.
So was she waiting? Oh, but they're supposed to play
got the
third,
bronze
right?
in the Olympic
she got
qualifiers.
the bronze.
National anthem came up and she was like, "Fuck this."
Right. But you know how when you stand there, they'll play the gold medal anthem, whoever the country is.
No.
Silver. I know, but I'm just saying, was that her excuse? I was waiting for the third one to come on. I didn't know it was coming on.
First of all, this
She
is
said it wasn't
qualified
coming
for
on.
the
She didn't
American team. Would you want to play another country's anthem?
I know that, but her excuse was that she didn't know it was coming on, or she didn't know. Because
she didn't know it was going to come on at the moment. She had it back turned as if she wasn't ready, so she was set up.
What sport?
It
was a hammer throw.
It's hammer throwing. So it's track and field. So again, this is not old news, but it's been rehashed because it's been silent for a while because NBA players stopped doing this and so on and so forth. So Johnny, give me your take.
I think I'm on the side of like if you're not proud to be in the country, get the fuck out. If you're representing the U.S., I don't know. I'm not a fan of her protests.
That's your take. Okay, Hugh, give it to me. Give it to me good. Go ahead. Come on, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Come on, Huey. Don't be scared.
I fully supported Kaepernick. 100%. I don't know that I see this as a lot different than that. I understand Johnny's point. I do. I understand that point. I don't know if the point of Kaepernick's protest, for example, was that if I kneel while I'm in my living room, nobody sees that or cares. So you have to do it in a place where people see it and get upset about it and wonder why you did it. Hopefully wonder why you did it. Or they might just say, fuck you, fuck you. They might say that too. But if you don't do something in a time when someone can see it, people, lots of them, then they're never going to see her turning away in her living room. However, I see your point. I do see your point, Johnny. I do.
Okay,
I
but
don't know.
remember, she has the right to protest, and Hugh was right.
She does.
Because when you protest, then that's when someone questions you of why you protested. Then you can bring up
Right.
your issue. Oh, I did that because of this. I won't do it next time. But now that you asked me, this is why I did that. Now I brought some recognition to this purpose and this reason. That's it. But when you come to a podium, this is Kaepernick related, wearing a Fidel Castro shirt, you can go fuck yourself. All right,
Okay.
Carlos, your turn.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Well, Johnny gave the go-to answer that people always give. If you don't like the country, get the fuck out.
Right.
That I hate it when I hear that because people in this country have the right to do that. They have the right to do that. They have the right to protest. They have the right,
to be
So to
an
hear
idiot.
that is.
That's why we live.
I'm not
here.
saying to hear it exactly from Johnny. I'm just saying, just in general, when people say that, it's just kind of frustrating. It's like, is that all you got? Do you have any other
Cop out.
argument behind it? What's your other argument? Is it just if you don't like it, get the fuck out? I'm like, okay, but there's a lot of things I don't like. So if I don't like, I don't know, if I don't like peanut butter and jelly,
Get the fuck out.
No.
What if you don't like French fries?
Freedom
Freedom
fries. Here,
fries.
son.
Freedom fries. Damn, you guys are American. All right, Marie, your turn. Give me your take on why you think Brexit was racist.
Because Reddit said so.
God damn you. No, go ahead. Give me your take on you turning the back on the Mexican
I
anthem.
didn't turn anyone's back or anything.
Wow. Okay. You're done.
She's turning her back
you.
on the show right
Thank
now.
you for or she turned her braid off. I don't know what just happened. I'm a dooba dabba dee, America. So no, but I think it's I mean, like I said, if you're gonna make a statement, you gotta make it and then you gotta explain it. And she said, and she wore a shirt, I think that said social activist on it.
Yeah, I was just reading about it. It said
my
take
take
activist athlete. Activist athlete.
my take will always be this, okay? My take will always be this. You can protest on TV, you can kneel, you can turn your back, you can say things. It's fine and dandy. I'm cool with it. Hey, I'm not gonna get upset. Play the damn game anyway. As you notice, it didn't make one iota of a difference.
No,
She's
That's
a
the
hammer
problem.
thrower, and nobody
No,
knows her.
but I'm talking about like Kaepernick in general too. Didn't make
Right.
one iota of a difference. It just
Except
didn't.
ruin his
And
career.
no, well, personally for him, yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in general public. Did it stop people from getting shot? No. Did it stop violence against black people? It did not.
Well, his,
matter of fact,
his
I
goal
think,
was to
bring awareness.
Attention.
Yeah, to bring awareness.
I feel that was accomplished. Because
Yes, exactly.
there was a ton of attention towards it, and from every direction.
He brought attention, and let's be honest, most of it was
Awareness.
negative attention, because again, most people in this country aren't black, so they're like, "What the fuck, bro? Like, you pointing fingers at us and the cops?" And of course, they're gonna take offense to it. And I was like, "Yeah, he's right," but at the same time,
I feel like his protests, and I could be wrong. I don't have quite the timeline down, but I feel like he started doing that shit once he got benched too. Like, because he wasn't performing very well, they'd put him in, he'd throw like 4 interceptions and things like that. So I think he started kneeling right around the time
Blaine
when he
Gabbert was the quarterback.
Yeah, so
and when Blaine Gabbert starts over you, that's when you decide to quit football.
Right. And my question to you is who?
Exactly. So no, but you're not wrong. And then the funny is when he did it like 2 weeks in a row, and somebody brought it up. Hey, why are you kneeling? And then when this is why, because this is happening to my people, and I didn't get to play that game. I mean, but do you think that whole thing is it's ran its course to when she did it? It didn't really get that much attention. It didn't. It turned more into a negative against her, and that's about it. It kind of just died out.
When did it happen?
Maybe
2
3 weeks
ago?
ago.
2 weeks ago.
Oh.
And it's already like, oh, okay.
But in my opinion, it's a little bit different because it's not necessarily a professional sport. It's the Olympics. You're representing your country. I feel like it's a different level.
You're not wrong, but
No, I
this
think you got
has
a
happened in
point,
the Olympics
yeah.
before, right?
'Cause if
Remember
it
the
was
Olympics when the whole
Tommy Agee and what's his
there
name?
you go, the black
Tommy
with
Agee
in the
and
sky,
Cheney,
With
yeah.
the glove on.
and they were literally making the exact same point. That's the crazy
Yeah.
part. Think how many years they've been making this point, this civil rights point, and they're still making it. Like it's
You
not
know-
like, and it's not going to stop in this country.
No,
And England got it right when they Brexited asses out of there. And they were like, we don't need this shit no more. God damn it. Now either kick the ball on the goal or get out of my country. I'm American. Like, what? You're in England. I don't care. I'm American.
you know, in all honesty, the people that they're trying to reach, that Kaepernick, don't care. There's nothing you're going to do to change how they see things. Nothing. Nothing.
See, that's the thing. You're right, and that's the thing.
And that's the sad thing, is what it is.
It didn't change anything. Like when I go, my job, I work everywhere in Los Angeles. When I go to Watts, Compton, South Central, you think these people give a shit? No, they have a hard enough time in life getting by in the areas they live and all the bullshit they deal with.
But
like,
I'm talking about the guys that, the truly, nasty racists out there. They don't care.
Oh my God.
They don't care.
All the people that said, I'm no longer going to the NFL or watching any more games. Like, really?
Oh,
because one
left
guy
and right.
Because
I'm
one
like,
guy kneeled down. Like, what does that guy do with Tom Brady? He voted for Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody from Boston is a Trumper. That's what I've heard. Hugh? Comments?
No.
Hugh,
Completely not.
Marie, what do you have on this as we go to break?
I don't know enough about it to have any comments.
But just in
you can
general,
read about it on Reddit.
In general, what do you think in general?
And then I stopped going on Reddit and I forgot what happened.
Well,
I can't even remember what my topic was 2 days ago. I can't remember what happened 2 years ago.
What I'm saying is, what is your take on the generalization of what we're talking about?
There's just too much to comment on and to think about. That's something I'd want to prepare my answer for before I said anything stupid or racist or ignorant. So no comment.
So what you're trying to say is you would say ignorant, racist things.
I would want to make an informed decision before I made my
racist, ignorant comment.
Your closing statement, or
Yes.
what? On
We're good there. We're good. What are we?
I got the sound bits I need.
Yeah, we'll chop things up and make it sound good. We'll take a break here. Nerds Talking the podcast. Be right back after this.
Have you ever been reading through a stack of comics and thought, maybe I should see what this Arkham Asylum game is all about? Or been playing Marvel vs. Capcom and felt like you were at a real disadvantage since you didn't know who half the characters were? Well, Play Comics is the show for you. I'm Chris, and each episode we take a look at video games based on comic properties and how well they stick to that source material. So whether you know the comics and want to know how all these games work, or you know the games and want to find out where all this craziness came from, go check out Play Comics at playcomics.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Welcome to Nerds Talking the podcast. I'm here with Carlos, Johnny, Hugh, Marie. I'm Lafayette. Remember, rate, subscribe, review, download, turn on notifications, tell your friends. We're on Reddit, Nerds Talking. All right, covered all that. Now, Loki, as you guys been watching, our show just actually wrapped up, so hopefully you finished it. It's a fantastic finale.
Mediocre.
Don't tell me.
Well, it leads into other stuff. It leads into other stuff. That's, I mean, the show to me, real quick though, between like all the shows so far, not my favorite of the Marvel one so far.
My favorite of the Marvel.
My favorite has been WandaVision.
Yeah.
Followed by Loki, followed by, I didn't care for Winter Soldier that much. It was okay.
No.
I mean, the Falcon's costume at the end looked like a really cheap
Don't
Rangers.
tell me.
I think all they really did was introduce U.S. agent.
Well, they introduced Louis Dreyfus, Julie Louis Dreyfus as the big bad that's behind.
Right.
Okay, so
Do you
but
guys
this is a
need me for the last segment?
yeah, you're gonna want to stick around for this one.
You're gonna want to
Loki,
stick around for this. Pay attention.
So in Loki, there's multiple Lokis. Okay, now don't worry, Marie, we're not gonna talk in Loki the show. You don't even have to know about the show for this topic. All right. So it is multiple Lokis. One of the Lokis happens to be a woman. It's the female version of our hero, and they start to have a relationship in a sense, or they really like each other, so on and so forth. As the show goes
the
on.
two Lokis have a relationship?
Yes. So
from different timelines.
Now, this is the question I have for you, Marie, because I'll start with you. If you all of a sudden were transported to a different timeline / dimension, but the Marie in your world was Mario. But it's you though, in a sense of, the person, all the mannerisms, characteristics, and this person is the hottest person you've ever seen in your life. How do you handle that?
Would you do you?
Yeah, that's really the question.
I mean, who wouldn't? But would I want to stick around? That's the question.
Yeah, it's true. You're kind of annoying.
So you would definitely do you because you already know the stuff. You're like, all right, you put your thumb there because you know what I like, type of thing.
Mr. Put my thumb in.
I think it's Two Thumb Tuesday. What you
do
think?
this.
Damn, Johnny.
And then Johnny's,
you know the thumb trick too. All right,
you know what's best about Johnny's is Johnny's alternate knows that he knows the guys are special. So she's like, yeah, I definitely want to be your friend. So you got it, right?
Wait, what?
Come on.
I don't.
Come on.
Apparently,
I don't mind you making fun of me. Just
Johnny,
explain.
your variant is a squirter.
Yep.
Because they know how to do
right?
it. Because you know how to do it. You know the trick. Anyway, so
Yeah,
Johnny,
that's
question to you
perfect.
now.
I mean, yeah. I've done worse.
What? Wait. I don't want to know.
I don't know. I mean, I think I'd be pretty hot. I mean, if
no matter what, just by default, your opposite version is hot as balls. This doesn't matter.
bigger
in
moves
this
than me?
situation. In this situation, it doesn't matter. Just
because I'm pretty
Shaped like a
big up
Coca-Cola
top,
bottle,
you know
my
what I'm saying?
friend.
What's that?
yeah.
Shaped like a Coca-Cola bottle with huge boobs.
Yeah, so no legs, just hips to the ground.
Yeah. Well, I'm shaped like a Coke can. All right.
All right, Hugh, how about you?
Soda.
You saw yourself, and then you were like, wow, I can't believe that you can be this hot at 70.
Damn, dude.
What a dick.
So I got like two answers to that.
Okay.
One night thing, absolutely. Relationship, probably not, because opposites attract. You know that old saying, opposites attract, and they are totally not opposite. That's the thing. I don't know why they like each other so much, because they're like the same in terms of ideas and mannerisms. I mean, you would think he'd be attracted to somebody opposite him.
But at the same time, they
Brother?
they definitely have different backgrounds, so that's gonna affect
They do.
how you grow
They do.
up. You know,
And
like,
and now you
she was
remember,
traumatized when she was a kid, as opposed
That's
to him.
true. That's
but
true.
you also have to realize too, she actually had different abilities as a Loki than the Loki we know. So your Hugh could be super nice, could be a bitch, could be may have the same ideas and mannerisms, but could be, who knows, right? Like for instance,
Yeah.
Mario's the hottest Marie's ever seen. Oh, Mario, I like you so much. But then, but this Mario hates Japanese people for some reason, and she can't figure it out.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
that's true. The circumstances, although they did say she did say you have the same powers, you just don't know it.
Yeah. Well, remember, and the Loki we're seeing is not the Loki we know either. That Loki's dead. Rest in
Yes.
peace, Loki. Sorry. All right, Carlos, your turn. Go ahead. Tell us how you'd bang yourself plenty of times and leave yourself on a ditch.
Well,
Well, that pretty much says it.
yeah. Can I do it in space? If I can do it in space, I'm good to go. Well, the thing is, I mean, like Hugh was bringing up that he thinks it's, I don't know, were you thinking it was morally wrong, or what were you thinking?
I know
it's not right. It's,
But
'cause to
yeah,
me,
but yeah, I said that because I thought, well, that's weird. But then now that you mentioned it, it's two different people.
yeah, it's totally two different people. It's from a different plane that you're not on or ever were.
Right.
So yeah, if my hot ass came walking through this door right now, yeah, I'm absolutely, yeah, no question.
You're lucky it's a dude.
Right? Wait,
I said I'd do it.
And the way he said it too. If my hat ass came through the door, here comes this guy walking in. Hey, Carlos. Oh shit. I transitioned. Anyway, I'm a part of the hammer toss. If you want to toss your hammer.
I'll scratch that off my bucket list.
What?
And look, it's another topic, and we didn't have one. Just
wow. Yeah, that's the bucket list. Hey, what's your bucket list? The Everest, definitely space because of Bezos, and somehow banging myself. Excuse me? Just saying, bro. Just saying, if I get an opportunity,
especially if I was transitioning.
Wow. Yeah. No, my take is it's more like, I don't know. Don't you think it'd be more like fun to hang out with yourself in that regard? Like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna hang out with myself. And it's almost just like, yeah, you just want to try it out. Yeah, sure, let's try it out. Okay, cool. And then you're like, oh, let's go eat some pizza. like it's just hanging out with yourself. Like, oh,
yeah, but wouldn't you get tired of yourself after a while?
That's what I'm saying. It's not the relationship. It's just hanging out. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just, I mean, two of me is dangerous. It's just us pointing at people going, yeah, that one's fat. You know, and then
combined for the biggest asshole.
Yeah, exactly. Like we both walk into a party like, oh fuck, we're all being insulted pretty soon. Like
it's tough to
who invited these dicks.
It's tough to think about how that conversation would be going. Like, hey, you know what I'm thinking? Yeah. Okay. And then that's it.
Right? Exactly. Like it'll be nothing but going through the list on Netflix over and over and never watching anything. Like that's it. Oh, I've seen it. Oh, that one's crap. Yeah, I think so too. Oh, this one might be good. Let's see if this one's good. No, let's try that one. That's how it is. That's
real quick, I just want to jump on something Johnny said during your break. We talked about the Loki episode, and you saw the episode we were talking about, and you didn't pick up on the thing that said that Loki was bisexual.
I mean,
it
was a blip.
Not you, Johnny.
It was a blip in the episode, and then they just went past it like it was nothing.
No, because that's literally all it was. It was like it was an answer to a question that was like 4 words, and it was like, oh my god, I knew it. Let's throw rainbows in the sky. You know, like
it's right. Our unicorns down the street.
You know how Batman has the bat symbol, Loki has a rainbow that shoots into the sky now. It's like it's just wild, you know. It's just wild. Anyway, we'll take a break. Hugh has to run. But just real quick funny story related to the news I was watching. So something happened at a local amusement park, Knott's Berry Farm, and there was a shooting, but it was outside the park. It was outside the park, right? But everybody started running around, thought it was inside the park. So they all were exiting because they told people to exit because they thought it was a shooter in the park. So well, they interviewed a lady on the news, and they were like, "Hey, so what happened? Tell us." Oh, it was crazy. All the people in wheelchairs were running, and I was like, "Wait, what? What the fuck just happened? You tell me miracles happened?" It was the funniest shit. I was like, I wonder if she hurt herself.
It became a religious show.
Everybody in wheelchairs started running, so everybody's faking it. That kind of bullshit is. They all did that to get in the front of the line. What a crappy amusement park.
Trans-disabled people.
Trans-disabled. Wow, that's so like Special Olympic trans, and that's the other thing. The Special Olympic athletes, do they transition? How's this going on? Do you think retards will screw themselves? That's the end of this segment. We'll be right back after this. Remember to rate, subscribe, review, and all the other good stuff.
Don't rate that part. I'm sorry. Don't rate that part, please.
No one calls me these days. Oh, hey, what host, Gwitch?
Have you finished that big new feature for the website yet?
Absolutely.
Hang on. Oh, that's not bad. It loads pretty quickly. There's every episode on it as well.
X.
What's this button all about?
Don't push that button.
That ain't gonna happen.
No!
Nothing happened.
That's what you think. Waffle and Tailors is a podcast all about video games and nonsense. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you find your podcasts, or head over to waffleandtailors.rocks.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking, the podcast. I'm here with Hugh, Carlos, and Johnny. Maria's vacated. She had other things to get to, but Hugh is here just to say toodaloo.
Thank you all. Thank you, my brothers, sister too. See you next
later.
time.
Later.
See you.
All right. So we move on to our next and final topic. It's the movie Black Widow. It's a little movie review, as Johnny, myself, and Carlos reviewed the Tomorrow War prior. And now we're going to do a little Black Widow. And Black Widow is a movie that takes place in the MCU. And of course, you probably know the character of Black Widow from Avengers. And this movie takes place between Civil War and the movie Infinity War. So it takes place between those two movies. It's basically Black Widow's in hiding after the events of Civil War, but before Infinity War when Thanos snaps his fingers. So that's your setup for the movie. And I don't know. What was your take on the movie? Give me your impression on the backstory, or even, I mean, did you find the movie to be worth your time? I guess, like, what was it necessary in a sense?
I don't think it was necessary, but I mean, I enjoyed it. I'm a fan of almost everything that Marvel puts out, so if they're gonna put it out, I'm gonna watch it. Was it necessary to go through all that? I mean, she went through more in this segment than in the other movies, but besides the Avengers, besides Endgame. But I don't know. I liked it.
I mean, no, the movie's entertaining. It reminds me of Tomorrow War, the prior movie we reviewed, where it's not like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. It was just entertaining. I enjoyed it.
Right.
But don't you feel like you found out that the character of Black Widow, she's just a dime a dozen? You know what I mean? That's how I felt. I'm like, oh, you're not special. Any of these girls could have been an Avenger at this point. You just happen to break away from this program.
One thing that I'm not a big fan of with the phase 2 stuff is the introduction of one super soldier, two super soldiers, a group of super soldiers. Oh shit, by the way, there was a black super soldier and they locked his ass up, and then now there's a Russian one.
But see, the thing is about that is back in the 60s and 50s, that's what Marvel hung their hat on. Once they created that storyline of super soldier serum, it's just, let's just spread it around and say that the bad guy stole it too, but they made a shitty version of it. And then this person injected it, and then this person got their hands on it. The Taskmaster that we saw in the movie is not the Taskmaster we know in the comics. The Taskmaster in the comics is a SHIELD agent that when he goes to kill a professor that has the evil super soldier serum, he tells him, if you take it, you will get muscle memorization. You will learn anything and everything you see, and you will also have super strength. And he takes
instead
it
of
like
a computer chip.
Yeah, he takes it and he's like, hell yeah, I want this power. And when he does it, he becomes rogue. He decides to become like a contract hitman for hire because he can make more money doing that now that he has all of these abilities. It's just another super soldier serum, right? It's just here's another one. And look at what was the guy in the red? What's his name? In the comics. No, but in the comics, they call him his comic book name in the movie as a joke. But his I forgot how he go. Red
Crimson Dynamo.
Crimson Dynamo in the movie in the comics.
Dynamo.
That's his comic book name. Yeah. Anyway, same thing. Super soldier serum. So it's the same shit. So go ahead, carry on.
Well, that's one of the things I didn't understand. If they had a Russian super soldier, then why did they even bother with the Winter Soldier? Because the Russians took over the Winter Soldier, right? And used him as a weapon.
Well,
they
brainwashed him. Alexei, I don't think was evil per se, right? Like
no, he wasn't evil. He was patriotic. He was just a patriotic
Right.
Russian. That's all.
Yeah,
he
but
was.
the Winter Soldier is your robot. You just
he's brainwashed by codes and certain
Right.
words. And if remember, they found the book and they whispered the words into his ears. Like when they want to make him do something bad. Remember the dildo. Whoa! I'm gonna kill everyone, and then that's what I hear. But you guys,
what were you watching?
Winter Boner.
Yeah, oh yes, I've seen it. Pretty good cast.
No, I just I don't know. I just felt like watching it. I felt like, oh, so you're telling me that there's a ton of Black Widows, so you're not special. It's great you help these girls out and you kind of freed them from their enslavement because that's what they are. But there's nothing special to you now that I found this out. And then the Taskmaster story was just horrible because the character was cool as shit, fighting.
Well, would you feel the same way if you hadn't known the original origin of it?
The thing is, I kind of saw it coming a mile away. that's what I was kind of like, oh, that's the little girl. Like I'm probably about halfway through when she attacked her on the bridge. If you know what scene I'm talking about, when she's trying to get the case from her, she lands just like her. I was like, oh, it's a female. I was like, oh, Taskmaster's a chick. And I was like, oh, it's a little girl. Oh, this is okay. And you're not wrong. As a comic book person, I'm disappointed. But most people that watch these movies aren't comic book people. I would say 85% of these people aren't comic book people. They don't, like yourself. You don't know much. You don't know anything about Taskmaster. She just looked really cool and fought really cool, and it was pretty badass the way they handled it. Just the origin was dumb. They had, it's like they always have to tie everything together, like back to the one focal point. They can't just have some badass dude that they, which is just another version of Black Widow, but it's a dude. They couldn't do it. They had to keep the little girl alive and make her a slave, make her a weapon. Like, wow, what a horrible father. I mean, that girl Taskmaster, it's her and I have something in common. Just not the greatest fathers. So you like that one? I just had to throw that one out there, Anyway, but the movie really just did two things. It, of course, filled in Black Widow. Not really a backstory. It didn't, whatever. We got more Black Widows. Who cares? It really just set up the TV show Hawkeye. That's all it really did. It went all that time to show us that now the other Black Widow that's free running around is now going to try to kill Hawkeye because Hawkeye is responsible for Black Widow's death, which he's not, which is so dumb. And how does anybody know what happened to Black Widow? Really? Nobody knows that except for Red Skull and Hawkeye. And yeah, you could put a tombstone there, but you could put that tombstone anywhere. There's nothing there. Just bullshit. You know what? I'm tired of this shit.
Well, that's true. How did she even find out that she was with Hawkeye? Obviously, somebody in the Avengers said something. Because how else would he know? How else would she know? You know what I'm saying? But overall, I think the movie was great. I think I liked it. I would give it like a 3.5, maybe 4 out of 5. Because the action was great. And then to say that the movie was pointless, I guess timeline-wise it was pointless, but it's just a movie. It's just an entertaining movie. So it was. I thought it was great, and I'm glad that the sister now is. I guess she'll be kind of taken over as Black Widow in the new MCU Phase 4. I guess.
I thought we're gonna she did a pretty good job too.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to obviously we got some loose ends to tie up with the Hawkeye TV show that's coming out. So that's gonna have to. I'm sure by the 6th episode, I think these shows are 6 episodes each. By the 6th episode, she's going to get turned around and figure out that Hawkeye had nothing to do with.
And that's what makes
Natasha's
it so lame.
death.
Like we already can see that coming. Like it's done. That's what's so lame about this stuff. It's like, oh, and then here's what's going to happen. She's going to be the new Black Widow. You're correct. Hawkeye's daughter, which is the real star of the Hawkeye TV show, she's going to be the new Hawkeye because Marvel wants this woman empowerment thing. They've already talked about doing a movie, Avenger style, with just the female heroes. So they want that.
Aren't they bringing in Ironheart?
Ironheart's coming in, yeah, which is the female Iron Man. And so that's just it. It's gonna get to the point where Avengers and Endgame and all that was so big and massive and really fantastic that these new ones are gonna be too predictable. They're gonna be too, I saw that coming. Oh, we did all this for that. That's I'm super excited for Thor coming out, but again, Thor after this movie is going to be a female Thor.
Right.
It's not going to be Chris Hemsworth anymore. But the only thing I feel good about this movie coming out is the director Taika Waititi has come out and said this is his craziest movie he's ever made, the most entertaining, fun. And after his last Thor movie, I'm like, how are you going to top that? That was top 3 Marvel movie. Well, hands down.
Like as far as Marvel movies go, we got Eternals coming out, and what I want to know is where the hell were the Eternals when Endgame was going down?
Remember, they don't interfere.
They won't interfere, but yet they interfered with human race when they showed up and helped them evolve.
You'll learn, okay? Oh, you'll learn. Don't question Angelina Jolie. You'll learn. And Kit Harington. I just, I don't know. I'll give the movie 3 out of 5. I mean, I enjoyed it. I was a little bored because I was kind of watching going, yeah, Black Widow. Yeah. And it didn't intrigue me. Like her character didn't do anything for me. Like, yeah. I like the backstory with the family, but I'm also like, whatever. Like, I don't know. She could have just, I don't know. She wanted to really kill that guy, like really badly. It's almost, and in some regards, she didn't care about helping the rest of the Black Widows. The other girl did. She wanted to do that.
Right.
Black Widow had no interest in helping any of those girls at all. She just wanted to kill that dude.
Yeah, it would have been nice because, well, she didn't, at first, she didn't know that they were even alive or in existence.
Well,
she
she
didn't
knew
know
the
the
Red
program.
Room existed still. She didn't know where it was.
No, at first
No,
she didn't know it existed.
Yeah, at
She
first she didn't know because
caught
she
off
thought
guard that
that dude
it
was
did still
dead.
exist.
Oh yeah, no, she thought she already killed him in Budapest, and that whole thing is lame
Yeah, but
shit,
I
too.
mean,
God
you would
damn.
think
that's
after
right.
she found out, she would be more willing to help out.
Yeah,
and all that.
exactly. Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
They gave us more backstory on Budapest after mentioning it several times in the other movies.
But the backstory was really bad. Think about that. They'd always hint at it. Her and Hawkeye. Remember
Right.
Budapest? Oh shit, it was bananas. What did we do there? I just blew up a
We
little
killed
girl.
a little girl.
And where was Hawkeye the whole time? How did she call him? Hey, where you at right now? Oh fuck, I did some crazy shit in Budapest. Like he was like, I don't
That's
know.
where I got my dolphin tattoo.
It is.
Oh, we're aware. We're
Oh,
aware.
yeah. You should have been in that building, you bastard. Could have blew the tattoo right off of you. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, 3 out of 5. I think releasing the movie a year later, I don't think makes that much of a difference because it really didn't do anything in the overall picture of the MCU. It just set up a TV show. That's literally all it did. Just set up a TV show. The more interesting character was the Red Russian. I forgot how. It's not Crimson Dynamo in the movie. It's something
Red
else.
Guardian.
Red Guardian. And the fact he kept talking about fighting Captain America.
And he never did.
Like, well, that's just it. Which Captain America was he fighting? Because we don't know if they filled in the role after Steve Rogers wasn't there anymore. You know what I mean? Was there another Captain America? That was the interesting part to me. Like, oh wait, which Captain? Was there another one? What's going on? Was he fight one in the 80s? Like, which Captain America? Was he
My
fighting?
thing about that is he wasn't in a super soldier jail. He was in a normal jail in
Could've got out
Siberia.
anytime.
He could have walked out anytime. But yeah,
I think that was more played like so loyal to the country that even thrown in jail, he feels like shit. What did I deserve to do this? They're gonna let me out. You know what I mean? Like, because that's how he plays the role. He plays it as he's so proud, even being, the red. Damn, I forgot
Guardian.
already. Thank you.
Guardian.
That he just keeps bragging about it in jail. It's almost like he has an audience. Like, I'll tell you, my brave friends, my comrades, what on time,
Yeah, but-
Steven Rogers.
guards are treating him like shit, and I don't know.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be smart.
What was your rating for the movie?
I'll give it 3.5. I was pretty entertained.
You guys both gave it 3.5, huh?
Yep.
You guys are generous. You guys are real generous. All right. Well, there you go. Check out Black Widow at Disney Plus or movie theaters, which it did crush at the box office. It made more money than Spider-Man Far From Home opening weekend, which is wild.
Really?
The Spider-Man usually kills it at the box office, but Black Widow made 40 million and Spider-Man made like 39.2 or something like that. So, and considering that the theaters aren't, well, there's an upside, right? Theaters are running at full like capacity, but they're also running Black Widow on 8 screens in every theater because they have nothing else to show you. You know what I mean? Like it's getting majority of the runtime in theaters, so it's going to get majority of the dollars within that theater. You got things like Quiet Place 2, but it's already on Paramount Plus. Like you got movies that are out, but they're already out streaming as well. Where if you want to watch Black Widow at home, you got to pay for it still, $30 on Disney Plus, or you're a pirate, either or. So there you go. So enjoy Black Widow, MCU. It's an oldie but a goodie, right? That's how we're gonna play this one, because it fits into the old timeline and it's not really current.
I felt a little when I first heard that they were coming out with the movie. It's one of those things where you kind of know the ending already, so you don't. I didn't know exactly how I felt about it. It's like watching that movie Lone Survivor. Well, there's the title of it. There's one dude left. I'm just waiting for everyone to die. It was fucking
good movie though.
Yeah,
Did
good
you
movie.
But did you see Solo?
How did you feel about
did.
Solo?
Oh, I love Solo. You know why? Solo gave us stuff we didn't know. Chewbacca, how he became buddies, the Kessel Run, even his ship, everything. We like, oh, you're filling in
But
stuff
we already
didn't
knew
know.
all that. We knew he
I
won
didn't
his
know how
ship
we
from
got
Lando.
I don't
We
know.
knew that he made the Kessel Run in 12
We
parsecs.
know he made it.
We knew he saved Chewbacca, and that's why he's his life partner or buddy or whatever.
We didn't know how in the circumstances. We didn't know how he got his name Solo. We didn't know he was freaking cool. Man.
And we
I
knew
hope
that
they
no
come
matter
back as
what
that
trouble
guy
he
that
got
cloned him.
into in this movie, it didn't matter. He wasn't going to die on that train. He wasn't going to die by that Woody Harrelson character. We knew it because we know he's in Star Wars, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Solo was better. For a movie that had to go back to fill in the gap, Solo was a better movie. And
Better than Black Widow?
Yeah, and it got a little bit of Darth Maul. What's up with that? Give me some more Darth Maul, huh? With those spider legs. Hook me up. So, no, I really like Solo. I remember walking out of Solo going, man, that was really fun. That was a fun, like, the guy played the part great. It was a really fun movie. But
Donald Glover was a really good Lando.
Yeah.
Except for when he was like trying to
be suave.
Well, with his
Have
robot.
sex with his robot.
Yeah. That part was like,
yeah, you know what? That part's kind of goofy because they try to say Lando basically will screw anything. And that's how they're always trying to say it. Oh, Lando, he's so suave. He can't even get over. He can't even contain himself. Hey, Lando, that's the garbage disposal. Hey, baby, what's up? Lando, it's cool, man. Don't fuck your beer. What? It's cool,
Don't
man.
put your dick in that, Lando.
Hey, say
it's
nah.
all right, baby.
Yeah, it's all right, baby. Hey, what's up? What's going on, man?
Have some of this Colt 45.
Yeah, that's right. Colt 45. Oh, it's great. So before we go, here's some nerd news for you nerds. If you didn't know, Zack Snyder actually was approached and pitched an idea for a new Star Wars movie to Disney.
I don't know if he was approached. I think he was just
he pitched it though.
George.
Yeah, he approached George, and I guess he even wrote it and had the whole plot. Like he was like, "This is gonna be huge. Like it's gonna be badass. It's all new Star Wars." And there's a little too much for George. So what did Netflix do? They told him, "Hey, bring that over here. Change all the characters so they're not Star Wars, and make your Star Wars movie here." So now he's gonna make that movie that was supposed to be Star Wars for Netflix as their Star Wars. I'm kind of excited.
Wasn't Tarantino supposed to have some
He
input
wants
on
to. He wants to direct Star Trek.
Star Trek.
Or...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Star Trek.
Yeah, but supposedly he is either only gonna do one movie left, or the last one was his last. Either or, I can't remember. But I know he said he only has one. He's only doing one more movie, then he's retiring.
I think he means only one more of his own movies.
I don't know if he'd do other people's movies.
Well, he does really want to do Star Trek.
But I think it's his Star Trek in the sense that he's going to write it and everything. He's not going to work on someone else's script. I think he wants to do everything himself. I think it'd be, I don't know. The guy's phenomenal. He writes good dialogue, and Once Upon a Time was slow, but man, that movie really ramps up halfway through.
The payoff was good.
Yeah, the payoff was fantastic. And when Bruce Lee gets his ass handed to him, I was like cheering.
Whoa.
People were like, yeah, exactly. People were like, hey, stop Asian hate. I was like, whoa, you from the future, bro? That's
I was, because he was on Joe Rogan's podcast recently, and he was talking about it, and I guess I just don't understand like the big deal. Like he was like, yeah, I can understand if Shannon Lee gets offended. That's her dad, but everyone else, I mean,
she got pissed.
She did, but it, I don't know. From her perspective, nobody can beat Bruce Lee, and but I guess it was the way they portrayed him that she felt like he wasn't that type of guy, type of thing. But
at the same time, how well did she know her dad? You know, how old was she when
she was 3 or 4 when he passed away?
And he was never around. He was doing his movies.
Yeah.
So
No,
how well did she know?
You know what she said she got offended by? She said she got offended by when Bruce, the character, goes like kind of calls out what's the stuntman's name? I know you guys know it. Nothing coming. Anyway, he calls him out, and when he doesn't really know who Bruce Lee is. The character, Brad Pitt's character, doesn't know who he is, so he's like he refers to him as a little man. Like, what do you really want this little man? And she said that it was offensive to act as if he had no clue who Bruce Lee was and that Bruce Lee could fight, you know. And she said that was very disrespectful. I'm like, but it makes sense. This guy.
Do you know why Quentin Tarantino did that?
No. This is yeah. That's what I'm saying. That character literally is out of touch with everything. If you watch the movie, he's not like he's a stuntman, but outside of a stuntman, that dude.
He's up to date on one thing: mac and cheese. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. And he knows the Brad Pitt character. Like that's all he knows.
Yeah.
So when he fights Bruce Lee, and Bruce Lee doesn't he knock him down the fight? He knocks down Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt gets up almost like, okay.
Well, no, Brad Pitt did that on. Well, I guess his character did that on purpose, just to get the feel of how he fights. And then when he tried to attack him again, he threw him against the car.
And then then they broke it up after
anyway.
that. So it was 1-1. But yeah, I wasn't as a Bruce Lee fan. I wasn't offended or anything like that. I just thought that was a funny take on it. Like, he does a lot of shit in his movies that aren't historically
that was
accurate.
cool.
But...
Actually, I was like, oh, Bruce Lee.
Like in Big Boss Man when he kicks the dude through the wall. It's like
exactly
the coyote going through the wall, you know, like a perfect cutout. Like, whoa.
Cartoon.
Jesus. Nice kick, Bruce.
Well, how about when he portrays the telephone man? It's supposed to be Japanese, right? Is it when he infiltrates the dojo?
Yeah, he's supposed to be Japanese. No, he's supposed to be Chinese, but just as a
and then like he realized the spy because he looked at his nipples. Like, hey, those are Japanese nipples, and fucking beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Classics.
And it's crazy. You know, he only made like 5 like martial arts movies. That's it.
Yeah.
He didn't make any more than that. And you know, with today's technology, I'm really surprised no one has yet done that whole face thing with him making a new movie. I'm really surprised that no one's even. But that's just it. His daughter owns like all the rights to his likeness and so on and so forth. Knowing how she is, it has to be a Steven Seagal type of movie where no one touches him at all. Like no one's allowed to touch him. Like he just beats everyone's ass. So I don't know. I thought it was just cool in the movie. I thought that was cool that he even put Bruce Lee in the movie, like portrayed Bruce Lee in the movie. I thought it was pretty cool. And you guys see The Warrior? You guys know that one? HBO?
Some of it.
Is
I
HBO?
haven't seen it all yet. Yeah, HBO.
It's phenomenal. Watch
Is
that.
it? I downloaded it.
It's actually Bruce Lee's.
It was his dream
Bruce
child,
Lee's,
right?
it was his
his
original
story,
treatment of this, what he wanted to do, like a television show he wanted to do. Yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
And the action is so damn good in that movie. TV show.
Yeah, just real quick, I wanted to mention I've met a couple of mates, if you will. They do an Australian podcast called Pop Culture Oz. And then you might, since our discussion was about the MCU, you might want to check out their episode called The MCU is Terrible and You Should Demand Better. There's an article that goes with it that they sent me. And it's a really good article. So if you get a chance, head on over to podcultureoz.com and check it out.
What's the name of that podcast? That of the article again? But say it like you're Australian. Come on.
The MCU is terrible, and you should demand better.
What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Like better? Johnny, do the same one, but like you're from Australia.
No.
All right.
The MCU. Okay, I'll figure you up then. It's MCU is terrible, and you should demand better.
The MCU is terrible, and you should demand better. You have to first kind of start like this, mate. The MCU is terrible, mate. You should demand much better. See, it's like that. See, there you go.
Sound like the guy from Jumanji.
Yeah, he actually does kind of sound like that guy from Jumanji, and he was Australian. So there you go.
Australian.
See what I did there?
Well, you're really good.
That's our show. Thanks for tuning in to Nerds Talking, the podcast. We'll see you next time. Remember, rate, subscribe, review, download, turn on notifications. We're on Reddit. Join us on there. We will respond. Just look up Nerds Talking, one word. It's time to get yourself into the show.
ご清聴ありがとうございました。また次回もよろしくお願いします。
Nerds Talking music provided by J Diggs. Check him out at J Diggs Music on social media. And all hot new music on digital outlets such as Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Music. With his new single, Both Ways,